Hang on, wait a minute. I have no idea how to say her last name. I have no idea if they can hear us or see us.
Mhm.
So I have no idea if they can see or hear us. So you might talk to them and tell them what kind of request. Sophia and Alyssa. See if they can hear. Sophia, can you guys
Can
hear
you
us?
hear us?
We can hear you.
Awesome.
Good.
Go ahead.
Well, I think we're gonna probably just go over some fundamentals, get some feedback, and then I think the majority of what we'd like for you guys to do is anything you need to add, but mainly just be available for some Q&A and like I said, some constructive feedback if that's how which is what we'll ask for. Yeah, and again, I know that the bulk filing is going to be a big topic too, and Carla's printed out the information that we got from you guys. So that's kind of the loose agenda.
So we need about 15 minutes and then it's all you.
Still there?
Great. We'll be here. I can be here until about 9:30 today. And if there's a training or something that you guys want to set up, we can talk about that, like a 30-minute webinar to help property managers with the bulk filing. But other than that, we're ready to roll.
All
right, sounds
great.
good.
That's a great option too. All right, we're going to get started. All right, thanks for being here. We just again, we know this has been an interesting last couple months, and we appreciate your patience. Just to kind of start off with some perspective, Port Aransas is probably one of the top 2 short-term rental destinations per capita in the entire state. So it's been a big lift, and I know it's been, like I said, a lot of effort on depending on how big a firm or even the smaller firms. It's been different. We think the back end is going to make it all worthwhile. We know the back end, once all of the properties are in, and the bulk filing that we're going to talk about here gets fired up. In the end, it will be better than how we used to do it. So thanks for bearing with us. So the agenda is pretty flexible, but I want to start out, you guys. I think everybody got the letter regarding removal of people, evictions, essentially. That was a request from our constable. And again, to be very clear, the sheriff's department, the constable, I mean, they have the jurisdiction over evictions, property evictions. And that's, we sent that out at Bobby Sherwood's request. We asked him to come here this morning mainly and didn't want to let him get out of here. Mainly to answer any questions you guys might have related to that mail out. So with that, I'm going to introduce our head constable, Bobby Sherwood. And Bobby, thanks for being here.
All right, first of all, does anybody have any questions about what the letter said? So I guess everybody understands. So the problem that I have with this is sometimes I get out there and they tell me it's a short-term rental, but they pay for a month. If you pay for a month, it's a long-term. Requires you to go to the justice of peace for eviction. We don't evict long-term rentals without a court order. And you can't tell me, well, they got a dog in there, or they got too many people. That doesn't fall under my authority on a long-term rental. Now, a short-term rental, you come in, you can prove to me, and people agree that they had a short-term rental. I'll be more than happy to help you, and all my people will too. But I've been in a bind a couple of times where all of a sudden paperwork shows up. There's a short-term rental, the guy shows me on his phone and pays for a month. And the property code says anything over 30 days is a long-term rental. So if if I get just a little cooperation out of y'all, I mean, I'll be more than happy to help. And I'm just primarily here in case somebody has a question. Well, good, I'm glad everybody understands when I get out there, especially Steve. But if they short down the short-term rentals, he has to go live with this model. Do that. So anyway, if anybody has a question, if you don't, yes, sir.
The paperwork and stuff that you're requiring, can we file that at your office? So
No.
you have it in advance?
No, just bring it with you. Because I know that they require a representative to be within 15, 20 minutes or whatever the location. Just bring it with you. And when you show it to the deputy, they understand all that. We've really been having a problem in Ponca Island with this more than we're in this. And so everybody's well versed on this, and they are down there now too. So, yeah, if you'll just bring it, show me. They pay for a 3-day or 4-day rental. I don't care how much they pay. I just want to know that that's how many days. And then we'll put them out. And then, you know, if they give us any trouble about that, I mean, it's up to them. Just
Do you
like,
accept the
I
position?
had guests, short-term rental guests that left loaded weapons behind by accident.
you can call either us or the city police, we'll pick it up. And we'll contact them. Yes, sir.
Can we show you this information on the cell phone or tablet?
That'll be fine. Just anything where I can see that they understood when they rented the place, it was a short-term rental. Also, you know, the city has rules about how many people in there and so forth. But they need also in your contract, understand, they got a dog, they didn't tell you about it, no dogs. I can run them off for that, but they have to understand when they signed your contract, that that's what the rules are. So,
We want our estimate, like, who that we he gets paid in years. So
I understand that, but if you give somebody a receipt for a rental, it states how much the motel tax was when they paid it. And that's what we want to see. Copy of the receipt that they signed or he signed or whatever, saying they understood that it's a long-term rental, but they pay motel tax, you know. And so then the rules change. And also, and I'm not accusing anybody of this, but I've had problems with Ponca Island. They'll run a long-term, they call it a short-term, so they have to pay the tax. Some of them collect the tax and keep it, don't send it in. So I don't want to get in that line. Yes, sir. If they rent for 30 days, it's long-term. 29-day rental can be a short-term rental. I don't have a problem with that. But that's kind of cutting it close. My suggestion is, and I've done this with these trailer parks, but I have trouble with this same thing there. They can pay every week. You know, they pay every week, there's no question about it. If you hit their credit card every Friday or whatever that they authorize, there's no question. All right, well, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna go. Like I said, we want to cooperate with you. You just got to help me out a little bit on these things so we don't get in the problem. Okay, thank you.
So the bulk filing is kind of the next rollout, and hopefully everybody's picked up a handout. We as staff and actually our finance department is here. We're in the very beginning stages of ourselves kind of figuring all this out. But I thought what we do, Sophia and Alyssa, if you would kind of give the, kind of maybe give the overview. We're working on a video, a how-to video as well that we'll put online there, hopefully fairly quickly, which will also just be a reference and a resource to use to kind of help go through this. But Sophia, Alyssa, I don't know, would you mind giving us kind of the overview of how the bulk filing is intended to work?
Yeah, I can step in here. So the bulk filing is actually live on your site right now, so you guys are able to use it. as well as I put that training video for you. It's linked to the Business Center and the FAQs within the Port Aransas MuniRev site. So you guys have that as a kind of tutorial to watch how to use the tool. And this tool is set up essentially so that you all can submit tax forms for all of the businesses that you are connected to in one submission. It's essentially set up to make it easier for you guys. You don't have to go through every single tax form individually. You can kind of remit them all at once.
Pretty straightforward. Any questions, Darla? Do you want to make any comments?
Well, it might help if they watch the video.
Oh,
Sophia, I don't know how long the video is, but maybe it would help if they.
Yeah, that's correct. I put the video on there yesterday afternoon, so it should be there for you guys to view right now.
How long is the video?
Let me look. The video is about
It might be.
it's about five or 6 minutes long.
okay, that's a great idea. We're gonna go ahead and we'll play the video. They just completed this course, and we'll put this online as well.
What's that? Is it portaransas.munirevs?
That's correct.
I don't know if I remember my login.
This is a tutorial about how to use the bulk filing feature in the Port Aransas MuniRevs site. So as you can see here, I'm logged into my Business Center where I'm able to see all of the accounts I'm attached to within the Manager Accounts section, as well as any open tasks that I need to submit within my Open Tasks section. I also have this orange click here to use bulk filing button. If you do not have this button, please contact our support team, support@munirevs.com. They can turn on that setting on all of your accounts, and that way this tool will be accessible to you. Once I click into my tool, this will bring up our bulk filing feature. So the first thing that we do is we need to click on this green instruction button. This will pop up an info message and provide you with some details about this tool. If you have any questions, please read through this info message as it may answer any of the questions that you have. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to download our format. So we'll click on this blue link down here, which will populate with an Excel sheet that we can use. I already have one filled out for this example, as you can see. So this is what the format will look like. We have our account number and then anything that you need to fill out on a normal tax form. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to copy and paste our account numbers into this column on the left-hand side. If you do not have a list of all of your account numbers, please contact support@munirevs.com. We are able to generate an Excel sheet that will list all of the account numbers that you have. That way you don't have to go and manually get all of the account numbers in here. So once we have our account numbers loaded, we can go ahead and fill in any numbers that we need to, just as we would on a regular tax form. As well, you gotta sign the date and your name, the signature down here, as well as you have a telephone number for you to input. So once I fill out all of my information, what I need to do next is I need to make sure that my information is sorted. So I'll click on this drop down button and I will just make sure it's sorted A to Z. This will sort the data accordingly. So also notice in this column, it says do not load internal only. This means that we do not need to copy this column. All we need to do is we need to copy these columns over here. So I will copy my data and I will go back to my bulk filing tool where I will paste it in the section that says enter data. As you can see here, I am getting an error. If you have any extra dividers down here, any extra dividers between your numbers, you will get an error that looks exactly like this. All we need to do, we need to remove those extra dividers. So once we've removed the dividers, we can see that we have sorted our data over here, A to Z. We also need to sort our data over here. So we have sorted our data over here so that it matches here. If these are not the same, your tax forms will submit differently. So for example, if I needed to submit this form for account 010014, and that information was on the top line right here, all of our information would be incorrect. You can see that the numbers I put in the top line here are populating the top line right here. So we just need to make sure we sort our Excel file and sort our account numbers over here. So now we are ready to submit. One more thing to note here, if you need to edit any of these lines, you will not be able to click into them up here. Let's say I need to change something within this first line. I would have to go into my box down here and change something from there. There we go. See, as like I told you before, we have those dividers in there. If they are messed up in any way, you will get that error. So just make sure your dividers look correct, your account numbers are sorted in both places, and you are good to go. So right now we are good to submit. We'll submit that. This will take me to my cart, where you can see I owe a total of $42. I can select my payment method and be able to click this Pay Now button and remit for all of the tax forms. So that's it on bulk filing. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to support@munisrevs.com. We're always happy to assist you.
Helpful, yes. Like I said, that we will post that where it'll be really accessible on our page and
It is already readily accessible in your business center. There's a thing on the top that's new that you just click on that. That video will be right on that.
I think there was a question that we got earlier about mail outs, but just as we have in the past, the form will go to the owners themselves as well, correct?
We're not mailing paper forms anymore.
So Darla Mahoney, our finance director, Rhonda is Darla's finance staff.
So we're not mailing paper forms anymore. There are email notifications that are going out through the GovOS system. And yes, your owners will get an email every month that says taxes due, as will you, because you're attached to the property. So if they don't want to see notifications, they can definitely turn those off. They don't have to get them. But if an owner wants to see those notifications that they're still tax due, then they may want to leave them on. Because if you as a property manager are late there's gonna be late notices that are sent out, and then those those owners would know, hey, it's going on, our taxes are paid. You know, if there's any problems, so they may wanna leave it on, that is their option. So if you're getting a lot of calls from them, we don't want these notifications, you can tell them that they can turn them off for themselves, and then you just do it for yourselves when you're attached to the property. But no, we are not mailing out paper forms anymore. We're actually going to change the information on our website. We just have not written it yet. The hotel tax forms are going to stay on our website where you can download them. We are going to add one line onto them that has account number, because instead of STR number, it is easier to use the account number. As you can tell, that's the number that's going to dictate all the information that you're trading in. But I do encourage you to reach out to support@mediarevs.com and talk to them individually as you're going through this process of bulk filing, at least the first time or two. The data sort looks like it's going to be very important to get the right information and the right property.
The owners have choice just or confirmation of payment.
No, they can either receive everything or not.
Yeah, it's just 30 days. Correct. So you got 31 days in a month, you got 31 days in your I know we had some individuals that had some questions. Did that look different on the bulk filing that you were attempting to do? So you paste it in the box area instead of the pink columns, and then it populates your pinkish columns. So that's a question for Sophia.
Sophia, is there going to be a maximum number that they can upload in that bulk filing? Or if somebody's got 395 properties, they can upload all of those at once?
That is correct. Yep. So if you have that amount to submit, you'll just use the bulk filing feature, just like if you had 100 properties, and it will work the same way.
No limit.
No limit. Yep.
They had this at a time on this receipt.
Yeah.
Owner use of the properties, are we supposed to be, is there a line item? No, test this out, but it says number of days. Are we supposed to subtract the owner?
Yes, ma'am. So if there's 31 days in a month and it's only available to rent 21 days, because owners using it, owners using 21 days.
Yeah, winter taxes.
That's how I always do.
We file winter taxes.
You still are gonna need to file 0 returns for long-term rentals, and if you have a property that is not rented, that must be reported. There's 2 requirements: filing and paying. They're completely separate. So if you have 0 revenue for the month, you still need to report 0 revenue, or you are in violation of the ordinance because you did not file. Sorry, I don't understand your question. Yes, you should.
As each property. Yeah. Just.
Which is why the bulk filing will work for you. Calculate stuff, you'll be able to upload it all together and pay it one time. Not pay.
It's registration, and again, we appreciate your patience. It was a monumental lift. We've heard, we built the wrong company, and like I said, it was a monumental lift. was huge for capita short-term rentals, so I think it would have been a challenge. I think it is still, we're able to see and made the right choice. Any registration questions? And again, these guys have done the heavy lifting, I've done nothing. Like, so, pretty much, I think we're pretty much down that road.
Let's say. The new property management company is attached to that. The same way they were attached. So I don't know if you got the application code, but we'll just. You can either get that, or they can contact us and we can get it to them. And then you can remove yourself. That means your council, where you add, you can also. Try to just remove yourself from that. If you guys can figure out how to do that, call us and we'll remove you from it. And that's, I mean, that's literally it. Now, the property owner or the company manager. Go in there and fill out the form that changes it from your information to theirs. Or just changing who the tax account is not. And yeah, I mean, if you look for it, you'll be able to find it, and you just have to, you don't have to fill out the whole form again, you just have to fill out the portion. Right, and you're gonna want to remove the. And it's. 60 days.
Yes, ma'am.
So another issue is started the discussion years ago about the need for a third party company. Was those that you are on the playing field because they weren't, they were under the radar, intentionally or unintentionally, not paying their share of tax. The system is now actively involved in the scrubbing part of their contract, which means they're going through all the different platforms, Airbnb, VRBO, and on down the list, and finding what's advertised, as opposed to what's registered. One of the things that we found was that those, maybe some of your clients that previously had self-renting with Airbnb, most of you know Airbnb was paying the state part of the taxes. We know that there's people that simply, we feel simply weren't aware that they weren't paying the city's portion of that. The scrubbing is going to start to find these companies, start to find these people. And again, we're not going to throw them in jail, but they have an obligation to come in and fix it. And again, pay the hot tax that they may have neglected to pay. So I'm just mentioning that if you know of any of those folks, let them know. There's no amnesty, there's no forgiveness because it's taxpayer dollars that we're paying, so we can't discount. Like I said, but we can fix it. They'll come forward, we'll calculate what they didn't pay, and there'll be some interest, but financial help will work good and get them caught up because they'll probably at some point here in the near future we'll start to find those. We've already found a few. Some that have come forward and didn't realize it as soon as they did. So please help us with that. What were you saying?
I have no idea. I think we
Oh,
need to go over that.
Accessible dwelling units. Again, so in a pretty sweeping change to some of our development regulations in August of this year. One of the things that the council changed was the accessory dwelling unit. And so let's talk about, for you guys, let's talk about the ones that are already existing. I think that's the big thing. So the the way the rules changed is that the accessory dwelling unit legally built. And keep in mind, there's some that we found, and we're still finding through the registration process that we're working on. We'll leave that conversation offline individually, case by case. But for legal accessory dwelling units, the change was that in the past, an accessory dwelling unit carried the same characteristics of zoning that the primary residence had. So if it's in a short-term rental zoned area, then the ADU could be rented separately, short-term, just as the primary residence. The change was that they no longer will allow that to happen unless the property owner is occupying the primary residence as their primary residence. That is allow the accessory dwelling unit to continue to be short-term rented. There was grandfathering, and I believe that until 5 years or until title transfers, any I'm sorry, 2026, yeah, so 3 years from the effective date of the ordinance. Any accessory dwelling units that are being operated under the change will be allowed to continue till 2026 or title is till property sold. Title is changed, any title change whatsoever. So those were grandfathered, but after that, then it reverts back to the current rule, which is you only do it if the owner is living in the primary. So, and obviously, anything new built is not allowed to be short-term rented unless, same thing, they're built for the owner to occupy the primary. That pretty clear. Again, we are in the midst of a comprehensive plan rewrite, which basically looks at all of these regulations. It's a huge public input type effort, so there'll be this will be ongoing. Some of you may have already participated. If not, please, I encourage you to participate. I encourage your friends, anybody that has an interest to participate, because the way that development will proceed and how all of this is going to work will be on the table again. So, like I said, it's a process that's going to probably go on for the next year. There'll be multiple public sessions, so please participate. Let your feelings be known, because it will be the community's comp plan, not staff, not council. It will be based on what the community wants.
We're the messengers.
We're the messengers.
We don't make the
Like I said,
rules.
These are council ordinances. We've heard those arguments. I can't comment. It's a legal question, but again, as staff, we're simply charged with implementing the rules that that council's given us.
Yeah, I think it's what you can.
Yeah, we've heard that. Like I said, that's why I was very. I wanted to mention the comprehensive plan. All of it theoretically back on the table. All of our, and we look at 2 chapters when I say comp plan primarily. I mean, we're going to talk about thoroughfare plans, bike trails, all those important things, parks. But from our side, from my responsibilities, development director, chapter 21 and 25, subdivisions and zoning. Those will, like I said, all be discussed, the density and all these things. Be back available for tweaking, rewriting, elimination, all that. So that's why, like I said, you guys are stakeholders, you have clients that are stakeholders. And so I just want to make sure that everybody has a chance to participate in the process. At the end of the day, we implement whatever they vote on, but there is an opportunity here. So they're good questions. I don't anything else?
Question for clarification on facts available. So again, the way that it shows on forms, it shows if I have 2 rooms to rent, then it's one home. And it
two single rooms, not different owners, same renter. It's 30 days, is that 60 rentable? That's the way it shows on the.
Yeah, again,
Because it says.
we could complicate it, we
Number of days of time.
could never
Forms
see,
sound
like,
different.
or if it's out there, I don't think it's prevalent like a bed and breakfast where you rent a room.
Right.
They're called full house.
Those are, right, those were originally written for hotels.
Okay.
So a hotel is gonna have,
Originally, which one, we did it correctly. We did the calculation.
right, one cottage is not going to take a house and rent it out to multiple people. So it doesn't matter number of bedrooms, it is the unit itself that's rented. So those are written for houses and condos and hotels. So it's one form for everybody, so that's why they're that way.
We have bed and breakfast, and they actually did rent a room separately. So it would, so I don't think that's the intent of the question, but I want to be very clear. I mean, if somebody were to rent a separate room, like it hasn't been rented, that separate room would be subject for context. I don't think that's.
So if we found that correct, is there a correction that we need to do?
That really previously is just informational. Now it is using statistical data. There's, you know, if your gross revenues are correct, your taxes are correct, you're okay. You weren't recording that data previously. No, for every month, always, it's, the due dates have not changed. So for the, it's always due on the 20th for the month preceding the month of renewal. So April 20th returns for the month of March. And they're due April 20th. And so yes, everything is switched to the online platform. Effective April 1, basically, which is from March.
Which is on there. Each one of them, how it can. With verbal, with therapy, they pick up this, that, and this one, this. You know, software. You know, not all the. On what is required. They basically.
There's actually a table the comptroller has that we can search.
Yeah, people put that there. It's never been very. You find all that information.
Right, some things are applicable to substance. So,
Actually, please drop us an email, you know, on table at FAQ. You have people that are confused about it, and probably others too, so drop us an email. And, yeah.
I prefer to stay away from the individual platforms, how they do it, because it can be dynamic. But referencing that a platform may have, they may select, you know, they may use the thing, be aware, be informed, know what your platform is. And any others, like I said, we want to try to make this as easy for you as possible. Obviously, easy for us, but it's all about, you know, being able to try to streamline this process.
So I know you guys are working on all these new processes. But if the city were to call Airbnb and say we have a 7% tax, Airbnb would automatically. Now let's have to deal with it. Because there are other cities, we have Airbnbs in them. So VRBO does the same thing. The city would take a lot of work and push it off.
We have talked to them. Airbnb, VRBO, will be canceled. They follow the book. They do not follow my property. So they are giving one lump sum. And that's every time I talk to them, that's what they told me. When I talked to the state, that's what they told me. They say, yes, in the city of Puerto Rico, we have $1 million for the month of March. Here is $70,000. $70,000. That's all they do. They don't break it down on property, so there's no way to tell that it follows our ordinance. That's the problem. And until they change that,
Did have both one from say Airbnb. And the other is taken out all the golf from Virgo or whoever who did golf from the state. And take a look at how city actually, and it should be easy to determine all the units on the city level that we see on the state.
Right, because we don't really, we don't care what they're reporting in the state. We'll always go after ours first, it's that to be long ago. There's no end game for us ratting somebody out of the state. Because the state has the ability to go in and confiscate funds, freeze bank accounts, then we never get our money. So we always get ours first. But I know what you're saying. But at the end of the day, it might be, when we run out of things to do, maybe just look at that. But my guess is, my guess is that if they were find that they're probably unreporting the state. It boggles my mind that the state clearly have made the decision they don't care, they're gonna trust, not verify. We don't have the luxury of even going that option because the ordinance requires that we break it down.
From the state. So, yeah, it's hard to tell. I don't trust Airbnb because I do. The Virgo and all the report all the time. It's kind of disconcerting. Not getting our commissioner back to the city, and just by making a simple equation.
I have been some preparation for this post. Timing differences, what is wrong with the state compared to what's wrong with the city. We require nothing wrong. The state requires that the work for the size of the property. And things like you go to the state, they have to put around the max time. So you're always going to have timing differences and then they city like us, where the majority of your business is done in June through August. That's a big deal. To have that timing.
South Padre, all the other stuff, but I think down to our due diligence, make sure we do all our 7%. And maybe see if that's.
By law, I gotta have the projects with the reason for that. So I have not really talked to them all about what they're not. That's news to me.
And here's the thing, even if we were able to make that number quantifiable, the state's not changing what they do from now. I mean, it's a legislative change. So they're gonna say, sorry, we collected, X number of dollars, you're gonna get money based on that. I said, well, wait, we've shown you, sorry, we're collecting that, we're not verifying the payment. So it would be almost an exercise of utility other than just, like Garland said a few times, that she collected interest. Until the state, it does kind of boggle my mind, the state, for the amount of money and hot tax we're collecting across the state, and that number's growing exponentially, like we're saying, that they simply are taking the check and not verifying. I think at some point, probably freshman legislators are gonna get in there and say, figure out how, they're in the same area we are, how many people are cheating in and it's state revenue. But
The staff doesn't like it.
I do. I can make a mistake with all the other issues that they're just simply taking a check and not even verifying. Make sure if anybody came in late that you're on the list. We would like to keep our contact stuff fresh. Please send us an email, frustrations, suggestions. Like I said, we're really trying to, we're trying to work this out. Our software folks, Sophia, Alyssa, if you're still on the line, thanks for being here. Thanks for, like I said, we know it's been contentious at moments with us and them. Like I said, it's a big lift. Like I said, we're one of the larger sort of markets. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Really confident it's going to be better when it's all done. Nothing else. We're hanging around for a few minutes, but thank you guys for being here. Very, very much. We appreciate it. Make sure you got a